Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast where we, your hosts, Vivian and VNA, talk about our healing journeys. Hello, sister.
Hi, sister. Another week, another episode.
Oh my gosh, yes. And I feel like this one has a lot to say because I feel like a lot of us can relate to the topic we're going to be talking about. And the topic we want to talk about is how to stop shrinking your dreams to stay relatable.
Mm,
So, the inner conflict between belonging and becoming.
mm. Yes. Yes.
I feel like that's definitely a struggle. I mean, it's been a struggle for me. Um, how do you feel about this?
Oh, it's still a struggle for me. Without a doubt, it's still a struggle for me. Um, but
And I
I'm
feel,
learning.
yeah, yeah. And
I'm
we're going to
learning.
continue. We're going to continue.
Yeah.
It's as we transition and as we change, it's still something that we will probably learn to overcome it within time
Hmm.
and time again.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is a transition. And as long as, well, I tell myself, as long as I don't stay where I'm at, as long as I'm moving, you know, I'm good, paso a pasito. But it's a transition, and I know that I do not want to be where I was at yesterday, and I want to be somewhere else tomorrow, so I'm working on it today.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's something that we should ask ourselves frequently every 6 months, every year. I try to do
Hmm.
it I was doing it yearly. Now I feel like time is just of the essence and we're constantly changing, especially
Yeah.
as I feel like as we get older, not only do we become more wiser, but we actually start looking at our lives and see, are we happy with what we're doing right now? Is it, do I need to change? Like, I don't want to be, yes, I'm comfortable, but nothing is really challenging me right now.
Hmm.
So if I'm not feeling challenged, I'm not growing.
Right.
And if I'm not growing, I'm staying in the same place
Yeah.
and nothing is changing.
Hmm.
That's something that we also have to take into consideration too. Especially when we're transitioning from anything, life in general. It can be a job, it can be a career, it can be um, a business, it can be, heck, even just moving. Um,
Yeah.
any little thing can changing your routine. If it's like one set routine every day, try changing it up a little bit. Try waking up earlier or sleeping in if you can, or do a little workout or walk in nature, do some like just something small
To break the
to
cycle.
break the cycle because let's start embracing change for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to be scared,
Yeah.
because you're growing. And I know that it's scary to do something different from what you're used to,
Mhm.
but it's better to be scared and take that step than it is to just wonder what would have happened or stay where you're at. I think that's even scarier to stay where you're at.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
can look back at your life and you can be doing the same thing 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And
Yeah.
the moment you stop and realize, holy crap, all of these years flew by. ¿Qué hice? What did I do?
Yeah.
Am I fulfilled? Is there something that I was supposed to do? Like, is there something that I'm supposed to change? Like, am I happy with this life that I'm choosing? Because it's all a choice at the end of the day.
Hmm.
All a choice. We all have free will. And you decide. You decide what you want from life.
Yeah.
God willing, will put whatever you decide, that's what you're gonna get. Because God is gonna
Hmm.
be like, all right, that's what you want. Here you go. More of the
Yeah.
more of the struggle, more of
Yeah.
the survival mode, more
Hmm.
of getting tired and fatigue and gaining weight and feeling overwhelmed and just not feeling good about yourself because
Yeah.
that's what you're asking for.
Yeah. Y sabes que es una batalla, at least for me, it was a struggle. And I kept repeating the cycle, repeating the cycle, repeating the cycle until I just got tired of it. Until literally God just pushed me and said, you know what? No, that's not the life that you deserve.
Hmm.
That's not what you need. That's not what you want, and you don't deserve it. So now I've learned to let go of a lot of things, and just kind of like, okay, like I said earlier, I don't want to be in the past. I want something different for my future, but what am I doing today for that? And so because I that's what I learned. And so I try not to, I'll face the fear and be like, you know what? F it, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Because it you'll never grow, just like you said. If you're stuck there, you're not gonna grow.
Yeah. And it's an internal battle within yourself. And it's not fun because you feel stuck, you feel unmotivated.
Unmotivated. Mhm.
Yeah, you feel, and then stress starts coming along, sicknesses, chronic illnesses start coming along, um, other health issues, or a lot of mental health issues too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not worthy for this, I don't belong here, or what am I doing? And you start really getting into your head. Heck, you start even getting depressed,
Yeah.
anxious, and instead of moving forward, you feel like you're moving backwards.
Hmm.
And it's definitely not a way of living, even though from the outside it may look like you might have all your shit together. Even though for our parents it might have been like, well, you guys are living a lot more better than what we did when we came here to the US, or when we were growing up. Nosotros no teníamos nada. And I'm like, yeah, there was certain periods of time when we were growing up que tampoco pues no teníamos nada. But at the same time, we had to learn how to get out of that cycle and actually learn how to become better for ourselves. Yes, it took probably some time, um, and no help, but I mean, I feel like that was more motivation than enough because I feel if our parents were to enable us or help us in any way that they can, we probably wouldn't be where we're at right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's something that I've always thanked my parents for. Yeah, we never really we had a rough childhood, but at the same time, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have gotten to what we're doing now,
Yeah. Yeah.
or learn how to salir adelante, or learn how to um, be worthy of ourselves, and learn to accept ourselves, and learn to face fears, and face all the challenges, and face everything that was put on in front of us, all the sacrifices. And yeah, sometimes I do feel guilty now because I'm probably living my mom's dream or my dad's dream.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can be, I can feel some guiltiness, but I will say the moment that they spend time with either me or they come here, I always try to spoil them as much as we can.
Hmm.
But at the same time, at the same time, they still try to be like, ¿para qué gastas dinero en mí? O no, no gastes dinero en estas cosas no lo ocupo, or this and that. It's like, but you're also, I try to, now I look at it more like trying to please the little
Yeah.
kids that they are or were,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the child that they have within them, because they
Yeah.
didn't really have a childhood.
Hmm.
So the moment I started looking at it that way, like I'm just spoiling them as kids, like you can tell like their demeanor and um their wall starts coming down a little bit, and it's so cute to see because you just see them in a whole different way. And
Yeah.
like you just see like the hurt little kids inside them, and it's like, it's okay. It's okay, come here.
Yeah. But you know what, sister? And it's funny that you mentioned that because um I go through that with my oldest daughter.
Yeah.
So I've always done that with my parents,
Yeah.
with our parents. And my oldest daughter started doing that with me. And I found myself in the same position as my mom. No, 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 no. Why? Why? No, I got it. No, no, no. No, it's okay. No gastes
Uh,
mucho. Oh no, why would you do that? But I think it's because yes, it's your inner child, and yes, they start healing your inner child.
mhm.
Because and you know what? But I'm proud of my daughter because she came up to me, and when I told her no, oh, why did you spend so much money on me? She looked at me and she said, Mom, you raised me by yourself and you could not buy, at least the material things because you would stop eating just for me. She goes, it's time for me to at least give you everything that you deserved and you stopped to give me.
Mm.
And I looked at her and I just looked at her and I went outside and I just started crying because you know what? It's just I haven't said that to my mom and my dad when they've told me, no, 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 why do you do this or whatever. I haven't told them. But to get that from my daughter, I was like,
It just hits
wow,
different.
like it hits very different, and it's something that, if I haven't done it yet with my mom, my dad, but excuse me, it's something that I do plan on talking to them just so they know that, hey, I'm just trying to help you heal, that inner child. And it's not a burden for me,
Yeah.
al contrario, it's like I'm trying to help you out, you
Yeah.
know, to find that healing.
Hmm.
And I know that they're proud of us. I mean, they say it all the time and they are proud of each one of us siblings.
Yeah.
And I know they tell us all the time and they don't worry about us and they know that. I mean, my mom just told me a couple of days ago, I was telling her some kind of I was telling her a project that I'm working on, and she's like, I know you're gonna do great because todo lo que tú te propones lo haces,
Yeah.
and it's something like, yeah, I know I do, but just to hear it from my mom, it also heals my inner child, but
Yeah.
then it's for them to realize that that's what it's been my whole life. Like I say, I'm going to do something and I do it. It might take me a little bit, but I'm going to do it, you
And
know?
granted, our parents never, I mean, I don't know about you, um, but like with my experience, they never really talked about their emotions or their feelings when growing up. They
Mm-mm.
probably recently, I want to say maybe, well, for me, I noticed it maybe this last year or two. I've been experiencing that more with them.
Uh-huh.
And it's been, again, it's just been changing and so refreshing to see like, wow, granted, it took them this long to actually acknowledge and realize and see, but I'm glad it took them this long instead of never. And
Yeah.
um and I'm so proud of them and I'm just excited again, I probably said this last time. I'm so excited to see what the future or the next couple of years has in store for them. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're now taken into consideration or actually looking at things a little bit different than what it
Hmm.
was when we were younger. So, yes, it's going to probably take more time, and I'm okay with that, but as long as they're moving forward with it.
Yeah. 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 No, with me, it's the same thing. They didn't show any emotions or any feelings over anything, never said they were proud,
Mhm.
never anything. And with me, it was even worse because I had my child
Yeah.
as a teen mom. So while they were going through a divorce, so it was even worse. Uh, but within time, I know that I was already married and I had my second daughter, I think. One time where I stayed at my mom's and my husband had left to work and her boyfriend had left to work and it was just me and the kids, the girls at that time. And then she was in her room. And I remember I went into her room and I jumped on her bed and I just hugged her and just laid in bed with her because I don't ever remember ever doing that with my mom.
Yeah.
So I've done it a couple of times, and I know it was healing for her, and I know it like healed for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just, those little things where it's just like it didn't matter if I was old, older and had my kids, but you never stop being a daughter,
Yeah.
So it's just, for her, it was, I know that for her, it also helped her, but I never had it, and with my dad, it was just a simple hug because a hug from just an honest hug, not a hug from hurt, which is what I just got recently, 3 years ago.
Mhm.
And from there, things just completely changed. So not only am I healing, but I know that they're healing as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's just, I'm just so happy to see where life is going to take all of us in general. And, but more so our parents, people who never really talked about their emotions or their feelings to actually now talking about everything and saying that, I guess, saying, oh, well, your mental health is probably important.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? That also ties up with like what we mentioned earlier, just changing, like just growing and just changing the way, just breaking those cycles, because I know it was a struggle for me because I did not grow up with anybody showing me emotions or any attention. So then I didn't do that with my
Yeah.
oldest daughter.
Yeah.
So then I felt with my middle child and my son very overwhelmed when they wanted to come hug me or they wanted to, but and I remember I would just like hold it in and I would hug them, but it was like, okay, hurry up. Like,
Yeah.
because I wasn't used to it.
Yeah.
So it was like very overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
And now with my son, um, with his ADHD, I'm his safe place. And so when he's struggling, the only thing he does is he come and he hugs me and he's hugging me. And it's just, I hug him back. And he's the one that with him, I learned that it's okay. And that for him, I'm his safe place. And he needs that physical touch and that calmness from me for him to function. And so with him is that I've learned a lot and I've learned to let go and I've learned to, just show emotion with them and show them how I feel and, tell them that I love them. And, so they grew up with that. With my oldest daughter, it's still kind of like awkward because I didn't raise her that way. But, you know, recently she's also, all of a sudden she comes and she hugs me. And mind you, she's going to be 22. So, and she's a mother of her own. But she comes and, all of a sudden she's not having a good day and she'll just hug me and I'll just hug her back. And so I know that it's awkward for me and I know it's awkward for her, but I know that we're both healing and we're both working on it.
Yeah.
So, and that way she won't do the same thing with my granddaughter.
Yeah. And I mean, it's hard because we were so we weren't used to physical touch or showing our
Hmm.
emotions that way, or even, I mean, even with our significant others. I mean, I probably don't show as much affection to my partner in public than I do in private.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that we both work on too, because he also grew up in a non-emotional household. So, I mean, that was something that we were both have been working on because it's
Yeah.
like, I just don't want to be non-emotionalists, or whenever we start having kids, like we're gonna have to show our emotions with kids. So
Yeah.
it's something that we've been working on too. But yeah, it's hard because you're like, okay, you can get away from me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it's like, this is too much.
Yeah. And you know what? It's funny because with my husband, his his parents are older and they grew up in that era where it was the mom could not say anything. She needed to have everything ready for the husband, including his clothes to shower. So my father-in-law won't shower unless his clothes are set out for him. And they do not show any affection at all in between. I mean, my husband has said he's never seen them kiss ever in his whole life.
Wow.
And I accidentally walked in on them giving each other a kiss. I mean, just giving each other a kiss, but I just walked into the kitchen. I didn't know that they were there. And I remember that they did not know what to do. They turned red. My father-in-law pushed my mother-in-law out of the way. I was like, dang. But that's how my husband grew up.
Yeah.
And so when I met him, he was like the shyest person ever. Like we were already married and I was pregnant with my second child and I wanted to like lean in for a kiss. And he's like, no, me da vergüenza. And I'm looking at him like, we're married and we're having a kid like in a month, right? Like, what do you mean?
We're way past
But
that.
I know, but for him, it was embarrassing. And you know what? It's funny because now that I think about it, just the other day, he was telling me too, I don't know what I did. I was doing something. Oh, I think I got up to take a shower and then he was asleep. I got out of the shower and I was getting clothes. And then later on, he starts laughing and I go, what? And then he's like, I was watching you while you were getting your clothes. And I was like, okay. And then he's all, but me dio vergüenza y me di la vuelta para el otro lado. I don't want you to catch me. I'm like, freaking 17 years later.
Oh my
But you know
God.
what? At the same time, I think it's kind of cute because I'm like, he's still embarrassed to like look at me, but yet he knows that I'm his wife. It's just a funny feeling. But it was just I don't know. I think it's funny, but it he was raised that way. And now it's like our kids know like PDA, like they don't even they think it's weird their tita and their tito don't kiss. Like they're like, why?
Yeah.
Like my mom and dad kiss all the time. Like, what's wrong with that? Or they hug each other or they show respect or, my dad, messes around with my mom or slaps her butt or whatever. Because he does it like whether my dad, I mean, I remember he did it in front of my dad one time. And then he's like, "Ay," he's on, no quiero faltarle respeto. My dad looked at him. My dad's like, no. He's on, I would get worried if you wouldn't even turn around to touch her. He's on, then I'm going to get worried. He starts laughing. But it's because my dad, like, I kind of saw that a little bit with my mom and my dad. I
Yeah.
saw it more with my grandma,
Remember
my grandpa.
briefly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw it more with my grandma, my grandpa, but not toward my grandpa were very loving with us,
Hmm.
but not my mom, my dad.
Yeah.
Not as much. But yeah, so I just remember telling my husband, just how my grandma, my grandpa treat each other. That's what I want, and that's what he does. But it's just, and it's funny because now his family, because they're not used to that, then they start saying like, well, how come he's like that? Or like, oh, how come my in-laws, they're like, oh, how come, he's the only one that's like that. None of us show any affection or whatever. My mother-in-law's like, well, because she does. She taught him to be that way. And so that's how they are. And so my nieces and nephews think it's so weird that, he'll come in and give me a kiss or he'll say bye and give me a kiss or whatever. And they're just like, he like he kissed her. And it's like
Yeah.
my kids, my kids are looking at them like, so, but I get it. I mean, that's not what they see. They don't see it all the time. So they think it's kind of, I guess, I don't know, weird.
So taboo.
Yeah. 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 Basically.
It's so crazy. How do you get to how did we get to that point where you just get together, get married, and just like not show
Any emotion.
any emotion, any love, any appreciation or communication? I mean, granted, yeah, it's hard because you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable spot or place, but at the same time, that's how we grow.
Yeah. But see, that's because I think we know that now.
Yeah, that's true.
But back then,
It was so wrong.
remember, we're breaking generational cycles here.
This is true.
So back then, that's not what it was. It was like the women stay home, they take care of the kids and the chores and the man, and that's it. The man goes out and works and brings groceries. That's it. There's nothing else. And now I think because we've learned that hey, our feelings matter and we speak out
Yeah.
as women, it's different. So it's hard to like see yourself in that position. I know I was like that at the beginning of our marriage
Hmm. Yeah,
because that's what I was taught. That's what I saw from my mom and my dad. That's what my grandma did. And so I did the same thing in the beginning. And that's when, my husband saw the same thing. So it was just like, oh, okay. I think it's just when you fall into that cycle, it's hard.
yeah,
It's hard to break it because that's what you're used to. And you lose yourself.
yeah.
You start losing yourself.
That would have been that would have been my life actually if I stayed in my previous marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. And you lose yourself as a woman, you lose yourself as a person, you
Mhm.
lose your identity.
Uh,
And so
oh yeah. Now
yeah,
I can
for
speak well
me,
for
it's like,
myself. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you don't know who you are, you don't know what you like, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You're just, well, for me, I'm just the wife and mom or was. And I'm just glad that with my son, I learned a lot of things. Like he's the one, and so he's 9. So it's about 9 years ago that I started, my whole journey. And thankfully, my husband, understands and he's like, okay, yeah, like it's time for you to know, you're not happy and let's figure it out because I'm not happy. The house is not happy. No one in the house is happy, and it's an energy that you do not want to have in your home. It's not that, that negative energy is not the vibe.
Yeah. So you guys were having a rough patch when your when Diego was born or when your last son was born?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah. When he was born, it was just, I think we were just in that transition.
Mhm.
We were in that transition where, um, we were I was trying to find myself
Mhm.
because from there it was like, okay, I don't want to be home anymore. Like and then my second daughter, she was 6.5,
Mhm.
and with my son, I was going to be 30. And I was like, I don't feel like I've done anything with my life.
Mhm.
I don't want to be stuck at home being a mom for how many more years again, like restarting over again. And, um, but it was because I wasn't happy with myself and I felt like I wasn't healing.
Yeah.
Now I don't mind staying home and being with my kids. My kids are with me all the time.
Mhm.
But back then it was just like, this is not what I want. I had completely lost myself. And then from there, I went into postpartum depression, anxiety, um, and then when I started working, I didn't even tell my husband I was going to work. That's when I started working at the schools, and it was just because I was trying to find myself. My husband's like, "You've always been at home taking care of the girls, and now that you have the last one, you're going to go work." And
Mhm.
it's like I was tired. I mean, I had been a mom since I was 17,
Yeah.
for so many years. I was just tired, and I just didn't have any. Like I was always mom. And so now it's like now with my kids, it's like I'm showing them like, hey, you are you and everything else are just other titles, but you come first, and so I'm able to show them my before and my after. But it was a struggle. It was many years of struggling to try to change that and find myself and find what I like. And even now, I struggle to you know to find exactly what is it that I want. But I just know that I'm just going to keep going. I rather know a lot of stuff and never stop learning than to just stay in one spot.
Yeah. And I feel like as you get older, I mean, not only do you become more wiser, but you start becoming more pickier and you start
Hmm.
letting go of stuff that you once believed was necessary or stuff that you wanted, like materialistic stuff.
Hmm.
Like all of that just goes away. Like you don't need you're at a point in life as you get older, you're at a point in life where you're like, ah, I don't need this. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. I rather learn or help people who need my services or my help in any way. And that gives me much more fulfillment and purpose in life than
Yeah.
actually wanting to buy something materialistic. or
Hmm.
wanting to spend money on just stupid things or dumb things.
Yeah.
In reality, it doesn't fulfill you whatsoever. I rather live life intentionally now than I did just surfing my way through when I was younger.
Yep.
And and yeah, it's a transition that you go through when you're trying to figure out what is that you want to do in your life.
Hmm. I used to think it was hard. I don't feel it's
Mhm.
hard. I just feel now that it's just like whatever makes me happy, that's what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
thing is that a lot of things make me happy now. That's why I'm like trying to figure out which one I should go with.
I know lately I've been learning much more skills and
Yeah.
I'd rather have life skills and
Hmm.
being on top of now with like all of this tech stuff coming out with different types of social medias coming out, AIs coming out. Like I try to look at the good of everything and see how it would benefit me and be much more helpful if I ever need to use any of those skills in later future, like I can problem solve that,
Yeah.
solve that problem. And I'd rather continue learning and growing and building because it fulfills me and it makes me and it makes me happy to help other people who don't know how to do things
Yeah.
like this. And and yeah, your happiness starts changing in different ways or in different areas where you never expected it would. And you just you just evolve to a person that you never anticipated of becoming. And the moment you let go and the moment you start letting things be and being open into receiving something different and something better, I feel like that's where a lot of blessings tend to come into.
It's liberating as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, it's hard to transition from that because a lot of patterns start coming up
Yeah.
and a lot of your triggers start to come up as well. But it's more of a okay, you have to go through the emotions so you can continue doing what you're doing and it becomes easier as time goes by.
Yeah.
But yeah, at
Yeah.
first, going through the emotions, nobody wants to sit there and feel all the emotions. I mean, I get it. I totally understand. It
Hmm.
sucks. It does. And then you start second guessing your life, and then you start second guessing yourself, and then you start being into your head. I mean, there's times where I mean, I was just like that yesterday and the day before. These last couple of days, I was in my head a lot, and I was second guessing everything that I've been doing or are doing. But it's, again, it's a lot of the patterns that or a lot of the emotions that I have to feel and genuinely go through in order to keep evolving.
Yeah. 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 And it's just everything that we do in life, even though you're not ready for it or you weren't anticipating it,
Mhm.
it's still a learning lesson. It's
Mhm.
still a stepping stone.
Yeah.
As long as you don't stay there or you don't feel bad or victimize yourself, use
Yeah.
it as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Keep climbing
Yeah.
because that's the only way that it's gonna change. Because I know that for me, what I've been doing the last few years, at the end of the year, and I'm pretty sure many people do this, I sit in December and I reflect on all the good and the bad that happened in the year and all the learning. And I don't even think it's even bad. It's just learning. They're learning lessons. And you just sit back and then I think to myself, wow, how much have I grown?
Mhm.
How much have I learned? So much that I've done. And
Yeah.
it's like I didn't even think it was even possible.
Yeah.
And it's like in literally the life that I am living now was what I talked about a few years back. It's like I've always talked about, oh, we're gonna start going to Mexico soon, más seguido, every few months, and now we go every 4 months or so. We're over there for a month, and knowing that we're a one income household
Yeah.
and people think that it's not possible.
Oh yeah.
And we're gone for a month. So that's what, 3 months out of the year that my husband doesn't work and we have no income. But yeah, it's possible.
Mhm.
And so, it's like I'll sit back and I'll reflect on all that and I'm like, man, we were able to do all that,
Mhm.
and just be grateful because the more grateful you are for everything, the better it gets.
And I don't think we're gonna stop saying that because it's so true. Like the more grateful you are, like the more opportunities start showing up. The
Hmm.
more people that come into alignment with you start showing up. The right people who need to be in your life starts showing up. And
Yeah.
they genuinely want to help and stay there
Hmm.
because it's
Yep.
reciprocated. Like it's amazing to see like the people that I've never thought I would have ever met are now like good friends or close friends in my circle.
Yeah.
And or has helped me out in ways that I never thought they would help in. And to top it off, the amount of people that we're still going to meet, that we're still going to be working with later on, or still have the opportunities later on. Like I'm so excited to see what other opportunities shows up because I'm open to that. I'm open to that, and I know the more grateful and the more gratitude I show, um, more of those opportunities start just knocking on your door without you even realizing or or thinking it can happen. But yeah, it's a progress. It's a learning lesson for sure.
Yeah.
It's a transition, and I would want you to continue going through that transition because everybody deserves better in their lives.
Oh.
Everyone. Doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what type of education you have. As long as you have the urge and the motivation to become a better person today and tomorrow versus how you were yesterday, that's all it is. It's just a stepping
Hmm.
stone. It's just a stepping stone. You'll eventually get a lot better and you'll start noticing. Start being more thankful and you start noticing the little changes in life. Stop the moment you stop feeling or being in victimhood or victimizing yourself in every situation, it's a choice you're making for you to either stay stuck there or to become better.
Yeah.
And being better is just switching that mentality. Like, okay, I know this is not how I was expecting it to go. Okay, but we're in this. If it's out of your control, leave it. If it's out of your control, don't even try to control it. Just leave it. Leave it
Hmm.
and just pray about it and just see where it takes you because a lot of those situations that are out of your control always comes out for the better. Because it's when we think we're going through hell or when we're going through some type of emotion or fear or a situation that we're in and sometimes you feel like you can't get out of it or you feel like there's no way all of this can change, there's always a way. The moment you let go of that situation and give it to God or pray about it or meditate about it and be like, you know what? This is happening for a reason. I'm going to look at the positive about it and just move on with your life. And 9 times out of 10, it's something that was not meant for you, or it's because a better opportunity was coming your way.
Yeah.
A bigger and better opportunity was coming your way.
Yeah.
I know it sucks. It sucks when we don't want things our way. It sucks when it's out of our control. But the moment you start letting go of that control and actually just letting things be and take life a little lightheartedly, you start seeing changes for the better.
Hmm. Yeah. And it's like I said earlier, it's liberating and you're much more happier.
Mhm.
And then you start seeing, when you learn that and then you run into a problem, you don't start seeing it as a problem. Like I said earlier, you start seeing it as a learning experience.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then you continue growing and growing. I mean, you guys are not alone. I know I'm in the same boat. I'm still learning some things and it's scary, but I know I'll overcome it.
Yeah. I mean, granted, not everybody wants to show their face on social media
Yeah,
or talk about themselves on social media. And I know people are maybe going to judge us. I mean, heck, we even judge ourselves. I'm pretty
right.
sure other people are judging us too.
Yeah.
But you know what? At the same time, I've learned to overcome that fearness of being in front of the camera or talk about on camera or talk about just who I am because I want people to see who I've become as a person and who've who I have been learning to be and actually loving myself more and becoming more self-aware and becoming more at ease and more at peace with myself. And
Hmm.
I just want to show the world like, hey, it's possible. It doesn't matter who you are. Again, it doesn't matter your background, your education status. Like it doesn't matter what your title is, who you are. As long as you are genuinely want to overcome some of these fears, you just gotta go for it. And who cares? Who cares what other people say? De todos modos, gente va a hablar. It doesn't matter what you do. And the moment you start overcoming some of those fears or putting yourself out there, like the world needs you. And
Yeah.
the moment I started seeing it that way, like it doesn't matter who you are, the world is going to need somebody like you because
Yeah.
people are going to be getting attracted to who you are and what you have to offer. And the moment that you see it that way, like, hey, I don't know who needs me, but I have this to offer. I just attract the people who needs to listen to our podcast or who wants to follow me on social media or who wants to follow us on our journeys or whatnot. It's the people
Hmm.
who will always support us. It doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah. Yep.
And it makes a difference in their lives. And I mean, heck, we've again, thank you for all the people who have been messaging us and sending us loving messages and supporting us on our social media. People that we never thought would comment or like or send
Yeah.
messages are the people that we least expected, honestly, to comment or like or show any support on our social media platforms or podcasts.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing how life works and how the moment you start showing yourself or giving yourself to for the world to see, you start attracting the people who needs to be in your life.
Yeah. And you know what? It's good. It takes time,
Hmm.
but like I'm gonna say it again, be grateful because when you're grateful for those little things, then you will be grateful for your bigger blessings. And that's when everything becomes more abundantly.
Yeah.
So
Be
just
Mhm.
be grateful for the little steps.
Yeah. And the moment you start being grateful and you are open to receiving more, that's where it tests you. Because like, okay,
Hmm.
you're are you really this open to receiving more? Let's give it a try. Because we can say all of these things, but the question is, do you mean it?
Yeah.
Are you
Yep.
intentionally doing it? Like
Hmm.
anybody can say, "Oh, I'm so thankful and I'm so blessed and I'm I mean, I'm God has helped me in so many ways." But the real question is, are you doing it behind closed doors? Because
Yeah.
you can show everybody, be flashy, show everybody like how blessed and how grateful you are. But in reality, it can be a whole different story behind closed doors.
Yep.
So the moment you start being more intentional about it and actually like learning to let go of all of the things that are holding you back, that's where the real abundance and the real opportunities start coming into place because you're changing. You're changing completely and you're no longer judging or you're no longer um grasping or holding on to whatever it is, the past or whatever it is you're holding on to or clinging on to. The moment you legitimately let things go, and it can be anything, it can be money, love, a partner, a significant other, family, whoever it is, the moment you let them go because they're not um serving you or helping you in any way, if it's ungenuine, the moment you let go of all of that, that's where all of the tests start coming in and actually seeing, okay, are you ready for more or are you ready to upgrade?
Hmm.
And that's where all the emotions start coming in and all
Yep.
the hurt and all the triggers and all
Hmm.
the you're literally withdrawing. They're like literally withdrawal symptoms. You're literally withdrawing your old life just to receive and feel better about your new life.
Yep. Yep.
That's the
Well, you
way
have
I,
to, yeah, and I see it the way that I see it as a reborn.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You're reborn again, but with a whole different mindset. So you got to shed that old skin.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not, we have to go through it. We have to go through it in order to accept and become better. And
Yep.
and again, I know it sucks, but it's needed. It's needed because we're trying to break out of those cycles. We're trying to break out of what we were taught that just was hurting us,
Hmm.
or staying
Yep.
stuck, or we were just staying stuck there and not growing, or doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, just like our parents did, or working in jobs that didn't align to us or don't align, and just working just because.
Hmm.
I rather work at a job that is impactful and aligned to me and something that I know is part of my purpose than working at a dead end job or just being taken advantage of in other jobs. Like that's also something to think about too. Like granted, you don't have to quit your job from one day to the next to feel better about yourself, but
Yeah.
learning to find a job that is in alignment with you changes everything.
Oh, again.
Once again, thank you to each and every one of you listening and downloading our podcast and listening to our podcast. I mean, it's amazing to see, like, within a month, we've got so many people actually listening to our podcast on a weekly basis. And it's like, I just can't believe people are actually listening to us. It's the transition of people actually listening to our stories and listening to what we have to say. And actually you guys enjoying it as well, or even putting some of the perspectives that we have in your life. So it's very genuine and humbling to see all of your guys's messages or comments or um opinions.
Yeah. And just taking the time to see the podcast and then sending us a message and
Yeah.
saying, hey, I really liked it or resonated with me, or, you guys are doing such a good job. It's just those little things that are, you know, we are so grateful, so blessed, to have you guys there and listening and, what, motivating us to continue doing this week after week.
Yes.
So we're sending many blessings to you guys and, you know, um, hope that you guys continue, messaging us and letting us know what you guys think.
Yes, as per usual, I will always have everything listed down in the description box. And we are working on other things on our back end here, working into getting some type of subscription base where we can start doing lives within our own community. So more about that coming soon. We send you guys with so much love, so much light your way, and we will see you once again next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.